Yo ho ho, what is this? We got ourselves a hot match here. Featuring two awesome runners in Link to the Past Randomizer on two really good teams in the Lost Woods division. Sabatender, introduce our runners.
Hey there, Rick. Yeah, Sabatender here, joining you on the comms tonight. We have Relkin for the Titans Mitts, a team that is really thoroughly dominated their division. 33 points so far in the league, and it's because this team is firing on all cylinders. They're great runners. And on the other side of this match today, we have Tam from Did You Check Your Boot? 24 points, putting them in pretty good shape to qualify for playoffs as well. Another really great team here. They've been putting up some nice numbers, and so it's a real treat to see the two. I think they're the top teams in this division right now. Go at it here. So yeah, lots to look forward to in this race.
Well, I don't know. I think I like Big Boots would like to also stake their claim as far as the second best team inside of this division. But as far as this division is concerned, this comes down to this race as far as whether or not the Titans Mids will be the number one team in the Lost Woods division. At 11-0, a win here will clinch them the number one officially. In fact, one thing to note, all four teams in this division have already clinched their playoff spots. The playoffs have already been determined. And we have a red, we have a number 6, and we also have a regular crystal up on the Tower of Hera, the red pendant being Eastern Palace, the red crystal being Desert Palace.
Not a bad dungeon kind of layout to start here. But yeah, definitely, it's playoff seeding is what these guys are looking for now. And yeah, Titans Mitts definitely have a stranglehold on that number one spot if they can keep their momentum going here.
Yeah, if they win this race, then there's no team that can catch them up. Did you check your boots? Probably the last chance right now for somebody to catch up to them. But if they win this, they'll be 12-0 and nobody can catch them. We have ourselves a sword at the Lumberjack. That's real fun.
Yeah, I mean, not likely that our runners are gonna head for that sword. Hopefully, looking for something else in the seed as opposed to that one. But it could come into play.
I can guarantee you that there's most chances that we will not be seeing a need for that sword. Most cases. Anyways, let's go ahead and introduce our two teams. The Titans Mitts currently at 33 points, being ran here by Relkin. Very fantastic runner, did pretty well in the Cross Keys tournament back in the summertime. Over on the right-hand side, we have Tam, also a fantastic Link to the Past randomizer runner. See them playing many, many different kind of modes here, representing these two teams in this division that really, I know that I'm saying the word really a whole lot, but this here is an exciting match. This is a match that could go either way. Tam noting that this could very well be the match that knocks down the Titans Mid from their perfect record.
Yeah, I mean, there's some pride in that, not letting a team completely run away with a division there. So there's a lot still on the line here. And it's also a nice test to go up against, what appears to be at this point the top team in your division. Just kind of get a sense of what your competition going forward might be.
So we're seeing two different styles of pushing those blocks, and they both equal at the same time. A little bit of an accidental extra tap there by Tam, now putting him a few frames behind Relkin as we head to the back and to see what's in this chest. We get ourselves the bow, which is interesting because if we get ourselves the lamp or the fire rod, potentially, depending on the key layout, Eastern could be beatable.
Yeah, and that's a consideration. It's showed up. The bow has showed up early enough here that our runners might be tempted to take a dive in there.
Yes, and of course it's pendant Eastern, so have at it, won't you? All right, get ourselves 20 more rupees. That now puts us over the what we need for the bottle vendor at 110. Get ourselves the flute for easy activation inside of this village.
Nice find early on there for sure.
Glove, because why not? And one of our 2 single rupees in this game.
So some nice early items, kind of building, oh, fire rod. Okay, all right. So Yeah, a nice mixed bag of things that are kind of not really leading to anything in particular, but nice items to have for our runners.
So, what did I say about that fire rod just a moment ago in regards to Eastern
Yeah,
Palace?
does put it in logic though.
Depending on the key layout.
Yes, right. Yes.
Like, if you put that big key anywhere but the vanilla big key chest, it could very well be a case where the Armos could even drop the lamp. I've seen it before in races.
Ooh, that'd be spicy.
Yeah, really be spicy for this match. So, as we make our way through this last stop here in this Kakariko village, the Lost Woods division, with the Titans Mitt currently sitting at 11-0. Did you check your boot? At 8-3. I like big boots at 8-4. And the sexy Ganon, 7-4, with a win earlier today, clinches them that fourth and final playoff spot in the Lost Woods division.
This must be the first division that's fully settled, huh? I'd have to assume so at this point. There's still so much left on the table for so many of the other groups. It's a bit more of a mixed bag, whereas these 4 teams on the top of the Lost Woods division definitely ran away from the others in the group, myself included.
Yeah. It was unfortunately that you got steamrolled by a really tough division in regards to Spear Affinity.
Yeah, well, when you look at the competition that we've played both teams that are representing today here, it's no surprise. These are great runners, so no shame at all losing to folks like Welkin and Tam here. They're awesome members of the community.
And as you mentioned, your team Spear Affinity, we also have the Frozen Leftovers, the Lay French Canadian, and Crosswords Key Sanity as the other teams. Titans Mid in the back of Escape Mirror, right behind Sahashvala.
This is gonna possibly split some things up here. Tam might go to the mountain at this point.
That's exactly what it looks like Tam is planning on doing here. While Relkin is doing a sequence break, actually no, Tam's going to go to the back 3 of Escape first. We'll get those Titans Mid.
Okay, cool. And as Tam collects the Titans mitts here that Relkin just found, quick shout out to our tracker today, Scoopula, clicking those buttons behind the scenes. Really appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah, especially while they're doing 2 just separate checks at the same time. Kind of really interesting. And we finally get Link's house check with the 20 rupees inside. It's not all the time you see a open seed where you finally get to Link's house at 6:55.
Yeah, usually we see one of the 2 runners at least make that check. But yeah, 6 minutes in, kind of a rarity.
Just taking a look at the other divisions right now as we're trying to free up the old man. Oh, there's our lamp. That's a great place for that. That'll make what Relkin's doing a whole lot easier for Tam coming up in just a little bit. So you mentioned about the playoff teams. We do have some information about who has already clinched their spot in the playoffs overall here in the Invitational League. Mokolechi in the Kakariko Village division, as well as the Skull Kids, they have clinched their playoff spots both at 10 and 2 in that division. Over in the Schoolwoods division, only one team has clinched so far. That would be the Spoilers. Our first fairy, or first bottle with the fairy inside of it. They're inside of Mini Moldorm Cave. And in the Misery Mire division, that's the one that has 3 of 4 playoff spots determined, as WJPDTB and Pug Trio. They are the top 2 so far. Noble Fox at number 3. And then it comes down to what appears to be either Team Hime and Triple Dino Disaster, maybe doing a little bit of a battle with each other to figure out who's going to be that 4th playoff team.
Still lots to play for as we go through this week here and then our final week next week of regular season action.
And of course, we have ourselves a little bit of interesting notes here as we move through the final weeks of this regular season. Playoffs are going to be different this year.
Is that so?
First sword found at Ice Rod Cave. Yeah, the playoffs are different this year in the fact that, number one, you are taking 4 teams into the playoffs instead of the 3 that you normally would have had in previous seasons. And then secondly, it's not going to be within your division for the first section of the playoffs. You will be facing from other teams in other divisions to start off the playoff push.
That's a nice kind of way to shake it up there.
So it's going to be real fun. Of course, next week's going to get really interesting. We do have a green pendant over at Turtle Rock. I did not see what our other 5, 6 were, nor did I see what the other pendant was.
No, I'm afraid it was too quick for me as well. I wasn't quite keen-eyed enough to check that out.
We do have Ether as our entry into Misery Mire this time around. And Tam searching off this Desert Palace. Now, we do have enough stuff in order to beat this dungeon.
Ooh,
however, we can't get those.
Yikes. Just got to make a mental note about that to head back to Desert at some point to pick those up.
Don't worry, those will be in Checkerboard Cave.
Yeah.
You're just putting the key underneath the doormat.
So it seems like Tam's early game here is to clear as much of the non-mountain part of Hyrule as possible here, just to try and get a little bit more. We're looking for maybe like the hammer or the hook shot, so that they can make their trip up the mountain a little more efficient. Maybe get a few more checks in there.
Yeah, that makes total amount of sense there, and I exactly think that that's what the game plan here is for Tam, trying to minimize the amount of trips you're going to go up to the mountain. Turns out that Misery Mire is the other pendant.
Ooh, okay.
This could be a real fast seed.
Yeah, definitely. With both of those medallions, maybe not medallion-blocked dungeons, perhaps not required. That's a real time saver. Those are some speedy dungeons that are on the list for this seeds. So, yeah, could be a quick one.
All right, so as we now get the sword for Relkin, and we're getting ready to see Tam face off against the Lamola, you're seeing Tam opting to go with the Lamb strat, so that way we have enough shots with the Fire Rod coming up here with the Lamo boss, because they're not fun when you're trying to do it with the Fighter Sword and Bow.
Yeah, this Fire Rod will make this fight really quick. I'm sure Tam's just going to nail it here.
Yep, solid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we get magic powder. Okay.
Well, can't do anything with that right now, but another nice check to be taken care of a little later in the seed, potentially.
So as we now see Relkin head in and get the mirror, maybe that might think of going into the mountain. See if that's a thing. And we do see Tam trying to set up a sequence break here. And you notice that Tam's going to be going in and out. He's going to be trying to push a few buttons, Tam. And the idea here is if you're able to hit the B button and make that swinging the sword motion, then you know you have it down, and therefore you can get these 2 checks out of logic. And nothing really good there.
Some cool tech, but unfortunately was not rewarded for it.
And Relkin is inside of this Eastern Palace. This is a pendant, but this could be the answer to what we need.
Yeah, based on what we've seen from both runners so far, there isn't really anything else. Tower of Hera. Oh, there's
Ooh.
our Moon Pearl. Ew.
It's that spicy checkerboard cave Moon Pearl.
Yeah, this is good for Tam. Everything routing-wise so far for Tam has been pretty solid. So he's put himself in good shape here.
These two runners very familiar with each other. They know each other pretty well, so they know what they're up to.
Definitely part of the game, you know, to metagame your opponent. You know who you're racing. You might change how you decide to route things as a result of that. So yeah, knowing your opponent is a key part of this kind of one-on-one racing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, so that gives us Dark World access. Next up for us, let's go see what we have inside the Village of Outcasts. Tam, I'm wondering at 4 hearts. I mean, we do have a fairy in a bottle, but I'm wondering if Tam will opt to try to do Skull Woods at this stage.
You know, I think they have confidence in their ability that they might go for it. Although we are seeing already, we're making the play to the village first. Maybe village first and then a little double back. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
It could also be a thing where, because of the fact that we know where one of the swords are, it's at the Lumberjack. As such, maybe you want to try to see if you can't get yourself a few extra things in order to make your trip to Mothula a little bit better on the QOL.
Yeah, definitely.
I do want to point out that those Titans Mitts also does make magic back in logic for Tam.
Looks like we're going right to, I mean, perhaps the Smith checks here. So that's on his mind, I think.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. And when was the last time we ever saw a hammer turn up at the magic bat?
Oh, I don't know. It happens sometimes. You know, maybe in races that I'm in.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry to bring up bad memories.
I know, it's really affecting me here.
You gave it your best. It was just unfortunately the placement of the items did not do you any favors in that race the other
No,
day.
no, no. Well, I mean, the hammer wasn't so bad, but
Yeah, what the hammer blocked was the other
was the
story.
problem. No doubt. So nothing from the blacksmith there, I don't think.
No, bombs, I think was all we got from that, and now it's time for that all-important check. And I didn't mean to bring that up for bad memories for you, buddy.
No worries, man. That is
If you
Rando in a
can't laugh
nutshell.
at if you can't laugh at this game sometimes,
Yeah, you honestly have to. Otherwise, it will drive you crazy.
just a Hurricane Tainer this time around. Because I'll tell you, I definitely feel your pain on that one, because you got to remember, I lost to Zulga Disan back in week 2 because of Misery Mire Big Key that turned out to be in that big chest.
Ooh, yikes. Alrighty, Relkin heading into the Armos fight here. So going all the way through the dungeon. I guess there's an item on Armos here, which is tempting Relkin here.
Well,
Ooh.
that's an item.
Sure.
You're not feeling super great about yourself for going through the dungeon to pick up a bloomerang and a bug catching net, but those were what the game did to us here.
Yep, not much you can do about that. It was a worthwhile play. You know, I think Relkin put off doing this eastern section for a little while, so once he got here, kind of had to keep on trucking through to the end, I think.
And it's time for Relkin to do the required bunny walk. And we know this time around it is super required. Ice turned out to be the other of our 5-6 crystals as well. Nice dodging there for Relkin. Did he get in and get the glitch? No. He's going to go back out and try this again. So far, I am really liking Tam's routing.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it looks really solid. They're making the right choices here. tried to get a couple things before heading into Skullwoods, but I think, now that we're here, Skullwoods is kind of the way to go.
Oh, this is gonna get fun if that Gibdo starts to unfreeze itself. I think you're fine. Yep, we're fine. Okay. Got a little nervous there, because you know how those wall masters like to fall down and cause you a little bit of grief, but...
Kidding.
Tam knew what they were doing. All right, so Relkin's back. Relkin is inside of this desert palace. We'll get the same information that Tam knows in regards to those flippers being boots blocked. So, Sabatender.
Yes, Rick.
Where do you think those boots are?
They are going to be somewhere awful. I think they are going to be in Turtle Rock.
Holy cow, you're really asking for a lot of trouble for these runners.
I don't want trouble. I'm just saying this game is like this. It's gonna do it.
I know you are. And we both know how troublesome this game can be, especially given some of the seeds that we've seen from Sahasrabad over the past weeks or so. I mean, we all remember what happened last week in Cross Keys.
Yeah, Cross Keys is always kind of wild like that.
Relkin making some quick work through this desert palace, as Tam will be getting ready to face off against Mothula in just a moment. Fortunately, had to try to get out of the way because he knew that had they stayed there, they would have been in trouble with everything coming in close range, especially with that Wallmaster about ready to fall. And you notice what Tam did right there with waiting for that Wallmaster to fall?
Yeah, definitely a heads-up kind of play there. Just you can get grabbed by the Wallmaster just as you're heading into the pit there. So yeah, smart heads-up play by Tam.
And there's the Moon Pearl for Relkin. Probably not really liking that, but this game can put that there. Tam has one heart remaining. Now, don't forget, Tam does have that fairy in a bottle, and we're using it right now. Now 5 hearts remain. You don't want to take a body hit from Mothula because that does 2 hearts damage. The spikes do 1.
Yeah, so if you're gonna have to take some damage, you do want to run into the spikes first.
There's the last swing and kill right there. Good finish. And we get 10 arrows. But more importantly, we get the second crystal of the match for Tam, putting us up 2 crystals to nothing.
Yeah, pretty nice start here. 20 minutes in to be 2 crystals down is a solid start. You feel pretty good about that. We note that Relkin skipped on finishing Desert. Maybe he's just going to try and blaze back there at some point with some better equipment. And even though Fire Rod is not bad, but maybe just thinking to save it for later.
Well, the thing is, Relkin knows he has to go back to Desert because of those flippers.
Flippers, yeah, that's right.
And this isn't a flippers that we can bypass. We do need to do Swamp Palace this seed, so Relkin's going to have to come back.
Hard required.
Tam doing the bomb jump across. It's a key. That's volume we're going to be adjusting. Sabatender, take it away.
All right. Let's see what's going on here. Still waiting on that last item in Skullwoods. Only 2 items to be found, but unfortunately, we're hanging out in the last room of the dungeon to try and find it. Half magic. Nice find. But not required, and it's not anything that's progression based, but you still like to see it. It'll help with fire rod shots, seeing as that seems to be our main weapon of attack at this point in the game. taking a look at the bumper cave ledge there. I don't think we saw anything of use. Tam not able to do that yet because we don't have the cape, but we've got the knowledge now. With the mirror, we're going to go all the way around to the graveyard ledge here, which is a good call. We might even... Well, we won't go any further than this, I don't think. So unless we want to set up a bomb jump over the what is it? The river there.
The Kern jump.
The Kern jump. Yes, I forgot that we called it the Kern jump. Yes, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Martha down for Relkin. And a heart piece there, graveyard ledge. And if Tam goes right, then we are doing that, but we're not going right. We're going left. So back to the Village of Outcast we go.
All right, so a bit of an out of the way check there to do a graveyard ledge there, but just based on how the seed has gone so far, when are you going to get back over there? So Tam just wanting to cross that off now.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to make a loose square out of something, because if you make a loose square out of something, then you're going down into the game of luck. And sometimes you'll come out with a winner and it's not going to be a required trip, but sometimes you play that luck game and the game says, your luck is very, very bad right now, and we're going to make you pay for it.
Yup.
Everybody who plays this game has had that issue where they've left behind a loose square and it's the item that they need.
Yes, it happens to literally every runner of this game.
And you don't feel good about yourself when you do that.
No, even though it is an unavoidable part of playing the randomizer, yeah, it never feels good. Never.
So what we're saying is, if you lose square, shake it off and move on to the next one.
That's right. Now, Tam checking out Thieves Town here might do first for... we don't have the hammer, so if... there could be something hanging out in that Thieves Town big chest, so we'll see if he mirrors out, or if they mirror out at 4 here. Just the final couple of checks here. Relkin also making the play over for Graveyard Ledge. I'm guessing both runners are probably thinking that boots aren't going to show up for a while, so this, you know, because you might group this particular check in with your Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb, but I think our runners are thinking that that's not going to be the case, so just take the kind of penalty here and slow walk over to Graveyard Ledge to start. Okay, Tam is going all the way into the back of the dungeon. Gonna finish it out, even though we have picked up the small key already. Still a chance there could be a dungeon item hanging out in there, I think, in that big chest. So just taking a bit of a risk here.
As we go through this Thieves Town, how many items have we seen so far?
You know, I'd have to look at chat to see kind of if anyone in chat knows how many items we've seen so far. I was kind of distracted by Relkin's Graveyard Ledge play there, so not sure what the current count is at.
I've been trying to get Tam's audio under control. We have gremlins in the studio today.
Must be the case.
All right, thank you very much. Now we've seen 2 items inside of this dungeon, and that worries me.
Yeah, there's still, 2 left, huh? So not many chests left. 2 items to be found still. 1 is likely hanging out in that big chest, odds are.
As Relkin makes his way through the Village of Outcasts, Tam about to go downstairs. If we see either the map or compass, I don't know which one we found in the first 4, but if we see the map or compass, then that's bad news. There's an item in that big chest. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, that could be a big deal. Looks like Relkin is doing a little more clearing of overworld locations before making the dive into Thieves Town. Could skip on it entirely. So we'll see if there's some divergence there, if he's going to wait out for the hammer.
It's a possibility. Maybe Tam wanting to make a play, knowing who he is up against, who they are up against in this seed. Tam going off against Blind. No matter what you have. Oh, silvers at the digging game.
It's nice. Early silvers.
Not a required item, but that's nice quality of life. And it looks like Relkin is now going to be doing the Breadsmith chain, but will we do it now or take him on a tour? Piece of heart, that's item number 3. Crystal number 3 as well for Tam.
Tried to get that boomerang out in time to have it spinning there. I like that. Almost. Maybe next boss.
I know that's a strat that Zolgadisson does every now and then.
I like it. I try and do it if I can as well.
I used to, as a kid, try to do the sword swirl, or the sword spin, when the crystal was falling down to the ground. I haven't gotten that quite as much here as an adult.
I also like doing having Kane Burner run as well. That's kind of fun.
All right, so yes, we do have Relkin, who has done Eastern Palace. Tam's about to get the silver arrows.
And with Relkin leaving the village, Relkin is making the choice to skip on Thieves Town for now in hopes of finding a hammer soon enough.
It's a choice that makes sense.
Yeah.
As we mentioned before, there are many instances of a player getting burned because of it.
Absolutely. And if it's reasonably feasible to put it off because you've got some other dense locations to check, I mean, it'll probably like railroad you into doing it if you need to anyways. So skipping out for just a little bit maybe is okay for Thieves Town.
Relkin leaving the chest behind because, well, you can do that now.
Yeah, neat little bit of tech here when you mirror to this location in the light world. As long as you are close enough to the guy waiting for his lunchbox there, it automatically kind of warps to you and thinks that you still have it.
We know this time around it's not a thing because we saw Tam doing this a moment ago. And both of these runners are heading straight for Hype Cave.
Yeah, and this is we're getting a little bit low on locations. So there could be something in here that might kind of break the seed open a little bit. If not, I think it's it's the mirror up to Hera possibly.
Yeah, and that's what's been sticking on the back of my mind at this stage. Like, that mirror hasn't led to anything except for that Moon Pearl. I mean, I guess that Moon Pearl did lead to something, but nothing. Nada. Zilch. Zero inside of Hype Cave.
Yeah, not good at all.
Alright, so Tam looks like we might be setting up a splash deletion, maybe?
Ooh, this should be pretty pog.
Relkin looks like he might be setting up a trip into Escape.
Ah, okay. Something we haven't seen.
Alright, so Tam's gonna have to get this either this next try or one other try, because we're down to 2 bombs. And gonna try... Nope, not gonna try it anymore.
You know, that's reasonable. You took a couple attempts at it, and it would have got you over to pod a little sooner than in logic. But yeah, failing that, I think Escape is not a bad option.
As Ralkin goes through here, we didn't find anything in the first 2 checks. The uncle's passageway. Now, one thing I just noticed here. Money seems to be extremely low this seed.
Oh, yeah. Considering all that we have covered so far, 300 rupees more or less for our runners? That's not a lot.
And I know somebody in chat was commenting about the potential of having something be the Zora region. And as a result, we would still need to do a hula hand if we were going to even want to get that.
Yeah, we are really tight up for cash right now, so it would take some significant farming to even consider going to Zora.
All right, 2 more checks remaining in here. Did we see the map? I'm trying to remember.
Good question. I think not.
Model 3. Map was at Sanctuary, so therefore we will have an item here in Zelda's cell. That was the first thing they checked this seed, was the Sanctuary chest.
That's right, yes, way back when, 35 minutes ago.
And nothing inside of this Hyrule Castle. So, Ralkin might be thinking, oh gosh, I just wasted some time going through this castle, but little does Ralkin know, Tam is doing the same play here as well.
Yeah, Relkin's probably not feeling, like, super great, considering he's also dipped Eastern Palace as well, so a couple of, dungeon dives that haven't been too fruitful. You start to get a little bit worried, but still, it's anyone's game at this point. There's a lot of seed ahead of us here.
Yeah, and, there's one thing that Tam already did that Ralkin hasn't done yet, and also could turn into something. Yeah. As we did see the Ice Rod earlier on that Spectacle Rock, and now Ralkin's going to be the first to grab that.
Tam didn't do Dark Cross on their first visit to Hyrule Castle, at least on the backside, whereas Relkin did navigate those dark rooms to do so. So, just a little bit more time. Nothing exciting here at this spot.
Downstairs we go. The big key is there in the nice spot. No hook shot, so we can't do a hair pot unless we get one here in the lobby.
That'd be wild.
Instead, we get literature.
Man, that doesn't do anything because you don't have a sword right now.
Switching it over to the silver arrows to make quick work of those. Oh, those. Oh, gosh. What can I call them that isn't insulting to what they really are? Because they're annoying.
They are annoying.
Hookshot right there. Thank you, game.
Wow.
And I don't know why Ralkin is going for this, and Ralkin just realized it. You got 2 items. Go. Finish this dungeon. Maybe Ralkin was thinking last week when it was cross keys.
Sometimes when you're just kind of like locked in, muscle memory just takes over and, oh, next chest, got to get ready for this bomb jump. Okay, let's go. You don't think about how you've already collected 2 items until the last second there.
All right, now one thing to note, as Ralkin falls down the hole, we're doing this vanilla NMG style, except for we don't have the boots.
Oh, yeah.
6 hits, no matter how you swing that sword, is what it's going to take to bring this Moldorm down.
It's a really annoying fight when it's the full 6, and that last phase where he kind of goes bonkers. It's rough. Falling off is not bad at all. You know, you don't want to see it, but it can happen.
Nice final stage there for Relkin. Finishes off the fight. We'll collect his second crystal.
Is that a small key for a shovel, just for a worthless dungeon item, either the map or the compass, whichever one we did not see.
I don't know what we didn't see either way, because we didn't get to the big chest.
Which is, yeah, where the other one was, actually, yes.
Yep. Anyways.
How about that?
Yeah, this seed was nice, at least in that regards, that it put the 2 items of this dungeon in convenient spots. Except for it could have put the hook shot in a more convenient spot, so that way we could Harapop, but can't always get what you want sometimes. If you try sometimes, you get what you need, but I can't go any further, because then we'll get SpeedGaming into trouble for copyright purposes.
So this is going to be a nice, like, pretty full clear of the east side of the mountain for our runners here, having the mitts as well as hookshot and mirror. We can do all these checks all at once here. Should open up kind of what the next steps of the seed are.
And to me right now, this feels like Relkin. Oh, there's our boots for the flippers. That's where I was going to go with that statement, is that Relkin feels like he's trying to lump together checks, multiple spots. Like, for instance, that desert now, maybe he will be more inclined to finishing off that dungeon with the boots now in his arsenal.
Now, are we just, like, basically hammer for pretty much go mode? I mean, we might need Samaria, but...
You might be right about that. And that might not be the way to do that jump.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that Meyer and Turtle Rock are pendants, this could be an all-out blitz seed.
Yeah.
However, we will need another sword. And we do know where another sword is, by the way, my friend.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, I hadn't considered that. Ugh.
That's not a sword right there. Alright, 50 rupees and a single arrow. As Tam makes their way over here to the east side of the mountain. And I wonder if you even take a look and see what we need to get into Turtle Rock. I probably won't. Oh, there's a hammer right there! Oh my goodness!
Holy. This is a nice seed. Holy. Where was this one when I was running? Yeesh.
You didn't pay Sahashrabot enough money.
If that's what it takes, man, I'm gonna have to start investing in Saha stocks or something. Some NFTs. So really, at this point you have so many dungeons that you can complete, and then if you blitz GT at this point, I think you have to just go mode everything and assume that your GT big key is on left side.
Crazy enough here, Sabatender, at 42 minutes and 9 seconds, we are 17-20 seconds into go mode.
Unreal. I mean, you're still going to want to, I think, check very convenient chests, like as you go past them.
You want to see a sword, because you need another sword in order to beat this. In fact, we really can't call it go mode until we find that sword. We do know where one exists, and we can't even get to that sword right now because we don't have a cape to do AGA 1. These runners are not going to do AGA 1.
No. It's kind of a weird seed in that, like, it looks really good right now, but it could on a dime just turn and be awful again.
But this is crazy. And if you're these runners, how do you play out the next 20 minutes of this seed? Do you just play it out as if you're going to gamble that Canis Mario is just going to be found on the beaten path?
Yeah, I probably would.
Like you almost have to at this point, especially if you're Relkin, who dove an unnecessary Eastern Palace and went through Hyrule Castle. Now, little did Relkin know that Tam also did dive Hyrule Castle, but when you're sitting there, you have the controller in your hand, you don't know what that runner that you're facing has done.
Yeah, exactly.
Tam not checking before going through Hookshot Cave, so had to go back in. Not a big time loss. I mean, if we're talking frames, it might be a different story, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference here. Relkin with a quick kill of those Lamos, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Relkin flute to 4, finish off Thieves Town, and then probably make the way over towards Swamp, then Pod. Yeah, this is a easy seed. Now, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I keep saying that. I notice I've been saying that a lot lately
So
in these
many
commentaries.
the things.
But one thing I do want to note, we will get a lot of information when we go to Ice Palace.
Oh, yes. The wild and confusing logic of Ice Palace will tell us quite a bit, I guess, about what we actually need to finish that dungeon.
Yeah, because if Cold Stare drops a key, then we know that the Cane of Samaria cannot be in Ganon's tower.
Mm-hmm. All right. So will Relkin check the big chest in Thieves Town here? If he does, that'll at least take one part of the mystery of this seed out. Check, we haven't seen. Tam skipped it earlier, so it remains to be seen what is actually in there.
I think at this stage you kind of have to in this dungeon because of how far it takes for you to get back. Bow required immediately inside of this Palace of Darkness. Sabatender, I love doing commentary with you, but what is it about our commentaries that usually turn into jet seeds?
I know, right? We don't really get to actually work with each other that much. This one's going to be over in no time, we assume. But honestly, as much as a shame as that is, you do feel good for the runners that they don't have to labor through a seed that just drags them all across Hyrule.
As we make our way through the Palace of Darkness, we know there's going to be at least one key over on this right-hand side. Is there two? Probably. Yes.
All right, so Big Key playing a part here in Pod. It can be kind of anywhere. It can take this dungeon from being really quick to being a kind of a slog, and already we're seeing that it has not shown up yet, which is annoying.
The other annoying thing is that we haven't seen the other non-key of this first 6.
Mm-hmm.
Which, of course, is sending Tam in every single direction but where they want to go. Big key and big key chest. Okay, there's that. Grab this key. Now, here's the question, do we go out back?
I don't think you do. You've checked a good chunk of the first half here. I'd just go for Helma.
This is where it's a tough decision.
I feel like you're kind of like in a half go mode situation here, where you're kind of leaning towards go moding things. I don't think if you leave the rest of the dungeon, he's doing the rest of the dungeon. Okay.
Tam is.
Cool,
yes.
Cool. I feel like you leave enough of the dungeon behind that you are at least willing to go back there later. Like, I would leave the back half of this dungeon, but I mean, I could be horribly wrong, and the cane could be back here.
All right, what do we got in the Dark Maze? And for Relkin, I think now he definitely checks this chest. More because of the fact that he knows it's a guaranteed item. If he didn't get that map, then maybe not. It's a heart container.
All right, so Tam kind of like half doing the back of Pod here. So now he's really orphaning the kind of the basement and the Harmless Hellway. Like, you're not coming back for this now.
He is sitting at 3 items so far, and there has to be at least maybe a key. I think maybe 2 keys, in fact, that we know of the remaining 4 checks that he's got over there. So that probably weighs in Tam's mind as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's like enough opportunities as you're running through this seed at this point to do a couple checks along the way. I mean, Swamp Palace is a dungeon that we have to do. You're gonna look at like a bunch of those pretty quick checks that aren't left side. Ice Palace, if you're... Oh, yes, yes.
You mean Sword Palace?
Yeah, sure. Sword Palace. I knew that was what it's called.
Wasn't that the big meme in the 2021 main tournament?
Oh, was it? I think you're right, actually, yeah.
We are getting a Overworld check by Relkin. Interesting.
I'm really excited to see how this seed plays out, and if this style with this kind of a seed works out for either of our runners here, because I feel like I would be very tempted to just blitz GT at this point.
I'm almost. I was just gonna say, I'm almost waiting to see one of these checks turn out to be a massive surprise that they find something remarkable in a spot that we weren't even gonna think they were gonna check.
Exactly, yeah. And if it works out, like, I don't know if that necessarily proves the rule or whatever, but do you, in a situation like this, do you take a little bit more time? I think it's going to be really interesting to see how this all plays out.
Fast beeps, really? Tam, thank you very much. But good kill on the Helmassar. Heart container for the drop. Swamp Palace coming up here for Relkin. Tam, where are you going to next?
I feel like you probably do Swamp as well. Leave Ice Palace for the end, because it's the one that no one wants to do.
I don't think you touch Ice Palace yet. You're hoping to maybe you're trying to find the cane, so that way you could do Icebreaker instead of having to resort to the Ice Palace bomb jump. Or what?
Oh no.
This?
Oh, he needs flippers. He needs flippers.
Oh, flippers. Yes, that's right. Yep.
Oh.
Giving us a heart attack here in the booth.
That's really funny. I guess because Relkin picked them up so long ago and just so kind of nonchalantly that we forgot that Tam had yet to do this.
All right, so that explains that move, because obviously we need this in order to go into Swamp Palace.
Let's see how many checks our runners do here. So Relkin did check the first bomb wall check. He's going to be doing the compass on the south side here as well.
We're still lacking a sword, which would be really, really nice for when we go up against Argus. So I totally get this, but we're not checking left side swamp. You're not going to touch left side swamp with a 10-foot pole at this point.
I don't think you do. Looks like Relkin is saying no to that idea. Yeah, so this is holding up so far.
How's your Diver Downs?
Diver Downs, not good, but I bet you Relkin and Tam are going to do a great job.
All right, we're going to lay down the bomb, jump in the water, pop up, go into the rail, and there you go. Get ourselves a compass. Get yourself a red item that's not the Cane of Samaria. Over here, waterfall chest. What do we get?
Fisher Price shield.
Yeah, that's not something that you're looking for.
No. All right, so unless there's something on Argus here, it looks like Swamp Palace also not really paying out here for our runners. So it could be that left side is the play all along, and that is going to be a hard spot to convince our runners to go back to. Nice spins from Relkin, missing a couple of the puffs, but honestly doing a pretty good job here. This is a fight that is not much fun with the fighter's sword.
I wholeheartedly agree. Nice finish. Relkin done with Argus. Argus drops a piece of heart.
Darn. This is, yeah, and with each dungeon that you finish here, as you're kind of like semi-go moding your way to the finish, you get just a little bit more nervous about your decision to go mode everything.
All right. Now, is this where we choose to go over to Ice Palace? Relkin is saying no, because we're going to flutify. This is going to be the Palace of Darkness, while Tam finishes off with this Swamp Palace. So overall, you're seeing Tam obviously have a small lead here.
Yes, this is true.
But when we do get to Ice Palace, that is when we will be keeping a keen eye on everything.
That's because, yeah, we're seeing divergence right now, which is a little bit hard to kind of gauge exactly how far apart these runners might be at this time. It depends on how much Relkin clears in pod as well. If he just goes straight for the back, then it might be a little bit quicker. I'm looking like it's about 3 minutes, I'd say, so far. But yeah, Ice Palace will definitely give us a good look at kind of like where these runners stand right now. Tam gets the piece of heart from Argus, and they are on to Ice Palace. It's going to be their last crystal dungeon. So we are playing this seed fast and loose at this point, hoping that Canis Amaria is not required, and also hoping that we do find a sword along the way. Fluting over to 8 here. Tam heading towards Ice Palace.
All right, here's the weight that we've been looking for.
All right, so big key is in the first part of this dungeon. So if Relkin grabs this and then goes straight for the back, he will save a little bit of time, at least for now, on how this is going.
And this will be where Relkin will have to drop down, get the Staphos key, and then go back and then make the decision from there. Unfortunately, that hookshot does grab rupees.
Yeah, kind of annoying.
Thankfully, Tam did not get hit by anything while trying to hit the Pentagator as opposed to the rupees, and Relkin is going to the back.
Wow, that is both runners that have decided to go for the back here of pod. I mean, there are chests back here, and they're relatively close to each other, but I just don't know. I just don't know if it's worth it.
It's a tough decision. All right,
it really
Ice
is.
Palace
Yeah.
bomb jump. Attempt number 2.
You know, when everyone gets used to doing Icebreaker, the art of the Ice Palace bomb jump kind of fades, and we're seeing it here because usually this is an automatic for most runners, but Icebreaker is so dominant that it is, especially with the Fighter's Sword. Fighter's Sword's a little bit goofy if that's your kind of lineup point.
That's an Ether Medallion.
Oh, God. Well, let's not even consider that we have to go into Misery Mire. No. I mean, if the endgame does involve Samaria, and the Cane of Samaria is in Misery Mire, I mean,
that'll be miserable.
It would be miserable, absolutely.
Hey, Sabatender, what was I saying about this being a jet seed?
Yeah, very much jet.
I'm starting to get really nervous about this.
Yeah, it's quite something.
Now we're gonna get some big information right here. Pay attention to what cold share drops. If it is a small key, the Cane of Samaria is technically required and cannot be in Ganon's tower. Spins. Slow. Most got a good kill there. Oh, please stay alive. Anything will kill Tam right now. Except for we have Red Potion. Good.
Clutch. Very nice. Oh, hammer strats. Oh, boy.
Yeah. Spicy hammer strat. The drop is the small key. Cane of Samaria is needed for Ganon's tower. It will not be in Ganon's tower.
Wait, so does that mean that it's needed for Ganon's tower? Or that it just is not going to be in Ganon's tower? Oh, sorry, I see what you mean.
Yeah, it is required to be Ice Palace. With that, we now have 7 crystals.
Ooh, okay, now this check, not bad. I like this. Just going for the waterfall, maybe the ledge. Ugh.
Yeah, we don't have 500 rupees at this point. And we also are going for the free ferry, which, yuck. Sabatender, say the spiel.
Yes, Rick. Oh, the spiel, yeah. So with Tam heading for Ganon's Tower here, there are 22 locations for the Ganon's Tower Big Key to be. We might not see it right off the bat if Cane of Samaria is required to get to some of those chests, but I guess we'll throw some numbers in the chat and see if we can't find this key. Rick, do you think we're going to find it, or is it going to be a Cane of Samaria required seed?
I actually want to see this Cane of Samaria required seed.
I mean, like, our runners' brains are going to explode if that is what in fact is the case. You just start cycling through everything that you've skipped to get to this point. If in fact you do need the cane, and it could be a real mess.
Now we do know the Cane of Samaria can't be in Turtle Rock, so that ether that's required for that, you don't care.
Nope.
That green pendant that you get from Turtle Rock, you don't care.
Oh man, is it cane required left side swamp is just going to be awful if that's the case.
Sabatender, here's the other thing. We know where one of the other swords are, but we can't even get to it yet.
I mean, I have faith that if we're clearing out enough of GT, that we do find a second sword. But yeah, I mean, friggin' lumberjack over there. Oh.
Yeah, what if we don't get one?
Ay.
We know there's a sword at the lumberjack. Small key. Red rupee. We know the Cane of Samaria cannot be in here. Mirror shield on the torch for number 3.
God, this is so stressful for our runners. If you're running this race,
It
you've
has to be.
skipped so much.
Small key. 3 bombs. Small key. 3 bombs. Really game.
We do not like this.
₹50. Oh! That was almost more spicy than I thought it was going to be. Check number 9 coming up. That's a no.
Still nothing. We got Rando Room and what is behind Armos Knights. And then, oh boy.
Then panic begins. And this here is getting stressful. We are down to 4 items remaining in this Ganon's tower that we can access. 13 items down.
Yikes. This seemed like such a sure thing. It seemed like the right play to just blitz towards GT, and we can still get bailed out, but man, ooh, the heart rates must be climbing.
Yeah, at this stage, definitely. Check number 14 coming up next here for Tam. No.
Yikes. I'm feeling it for these runners here. Holy heck.
6 silver arrows coming up for these Armos Knights. And then the final checks that we have access to. I said 6, not 8. And wrong cane! There's the big key! It's in here!
Oh my goodness.
And Tam's gonna be checking for a sword because we're not done just yet.
Yeah, we've only got top 4 and the big chest, I guess, as well, which is something we rarely see.
10
Not
arrows.
bailed out. Alrighty, so Relkin's finished up with Ice Palace, did a really good job with the Cold Stare fight, making the same check that Tam did with the 2 items in the Waterfall Cave there. Gonna check the ledge as well, though. This is something that Tam did not look at.
Yeah. Needs 2 rupees. Doesn't get 2 rupees there. Gain of Samaria's there on the sword ledge! Oh!
What a troll. That's unbelievable.
Oh my goodness!
That's probably going to hurt Relkin's... I mean, unless there's a sword on the right side, that's just going to hurt his GT play. I mean, it could... if the sword's there, then it completely turns on a dime here. But, wow. Wow.
Now, Tam going upstairs to floor number 4, the Gauntlet, as Relkin makes his way up to GT. By the way, that was chest number 16 that had the big key.
So it's all coming down to a sword at this point.
That means this race is not over with yet, Sabatender.
Not at all.
You know what would be a good prediction if somebody wants to get that going real fast is there a sword on the 6th floor? You gotta hurry and get that prediction in if we're doing it. Answering chat, how is a sword our go mode? You cannot do any damage to Ganon with the fighter sword. You need to have the master sword, and even there you need to do it by spins.
Ooh, just a minor thing here. Tam having to take care of the Wizrobe rooms with the bow and arrow as opposed to the Canis Maria. Very minor amount of time lost, but still time lost nonetheless. It's going to be a lot easier for Relkin to do this.
Yeah, especially if it takes the 3 cycles like we're seeing here from Tam on this one, but it's good to know these strats, especially when you get to scenarios like cross keys, where you could be going up GT a lot sooner without the Canis Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Relkin, over here on the right-hand side. Again, I want to point this out. I keep saying this, and I know I keep dragging this out. We've already seen one of our swords. We can't access it yet.
So yeah, even as I think I've seen it in chat as well, if the cape shows up, that could also give Relkin an edge here. First 2 chests in the top 4, we are not seeing a sword.
2 checks remain. Technically, for Tam, 3 checks, because you'll be checking the pyramid ledge when you get over to the pyramid.
Wow, only 1 left now. Oh yeah, Relkin checking out some chests we have not seen yet.
No sword. No sword. Well, that's nice, but not a sword. And that's not a sword.
Oh, good grief. All right, so we got the last check that Tam can do here.
That's not a sword.
Oh, this seed just got awful.
We are going to be going on a sword hunt.
Yeah, and like, what do you do at this point? Ay.
I think if you're Tam, you will be doing the pyramid ledge, catfish, maybe the boots checks near the castle or near sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still a possibility that 2 of those swords could be in Turtle Rock.
Oh,
nice kill there for Tam.
Yeah, TR with the swords could be a problem. This... Oh, wow. What an awful seed. We were looking at a really nice 115 here, and now not even close.
Chad also talking about how Relkin didn't pay Zora. $4.98, didn't have the rupees, got a heart off one of the Zoras, and didn't feel it was a good idea to just continue to grind them to try to get to what could have been a drop. We are not checking Pyramid Ledge. We are not checking Pyramid Ledge. Oh, what's your game plan? Oh, Pyramid Fairy, that's why. Okay, Pyramid Fairy, lump them together.
Cool. Now Relkin's clear of Eastern Palace is looking pretty good, because Tam might get tempted to do that.
It's a possibility.
And because Tam didn't leave too much in Pod, not likely to go for that Ether Medallion if we need to dive into Misery Mire, or Turtle Rock for that matter.
Relkin and Tam, if you're listening to this, I do apologize for what you're going through at this point in the run, because I wanted to spend more time with my buddy Sabatender on commentary. I didn't mean to do this to you two.
Yeah.
We're checking over the big bomb.
Cool, alright, something you don't see every day.
Okay. I'm not used to seeing this. There's the big key for Relkin. And he's not going to check the big chest. He's going to go up as well. All right. Whew. Calm ourselves down. We're not done with this yet.
No, yeah. It was really tense there, and now we're in full chaos mode at this point, trying to figure out where this sword is going to turn up.
Where does everyone think it's going to be?
Yeah, chat guesses are more than welcome at this point. We could find it right here, right now, or it
Yep.
could be buried in some pendant dungeon we don't want to touch.
That was just arrows, wasn't it? No. No!
Oh.
Now you're freaking out if you're Tam.
Yeah, it's getting really tough to make a decision as to what to do. But I think for Tam, he's kind of... Let's see...
Tam's bottlenecked by his choices more out of the fact that, really, you... Oh, nice routing here.
Yeah, good thinking.
You're really in a position where, you're worried. You don't know what to think. Is that a sword? No!
I feel like Tam's next play is going to be the Eastern and maybe cleanup pod after this, if this doesn't turn up with anything. That's their most dense location, I think, left.
Tam's next play is to call a therapist.
Yeah, no kidding. I feel like Relkin with his gear would be tempted to do TR first. And I do see that some in chat are saying TR is possible. I think it's a nice location. It's a nasty location, but it is...
7 items, because,
Yeah.
of course, you have Mimic K being 6 and the Green Pendant being 7. Spike Cave check for Tam.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I think Relkin getting a little freaked out here based on what just happened in the last few rooms. Needs to calm himself down because the nutty part of the seed is yet to begin.
I mean, really, I think we need to ask Tam if they check their boot. Maybe it's just hiding in the boot.
I mean, that's the appropriate name. Is it here
Yeah.
in Spike Cave? No! Wow.
All right.
Now where do we go? Where, trying to think, that was to save the portal. Where, are we going back into pod? Are we going to do, Eastern Palace at this point? That's a possibility. Or are we doing Catfish?
Yep.
We're doing Catfish.
Catfish, yeah.
That's an extremely smart portal save. That's one of those things that you might not be thinking about, but this is where veteran runners will outshine over novice runners by thinking about how to save their portals like that.
Definitely. Even in, a moment where you're probably panicking about what the seed is laying out for you here, keeping a cool head to remember something like that is pretty clutch. This will also give Tam their Cane of Samaria, which is one piece of the puzzle to get into TR. Still needs Ether Medallion.
Our container, not what we need. Here comes the Zora Ledge check, and Tam will be probably freaking out seeing about this, but the question is what's on Zora? We never got to see from Relkin. He was 2 rupees short.
If the 2 rupees cost Relkin, that's truly unfortunate. I would hate to see it, honestly, but I mean that is what this game does to you sometimes. Let's see.
All right, Zora, 500 rupees for a 100 rupee rebate.
All right, Relkin is back in the action here. We're both done with GT. So what is Relkin's first move now that we are back in this frantic race to the finish?
Checking that pyramid ledge, heading to Catfish, and, well, grabbing 10 arrows, apparently. Flute. Tam going to 5, back into pod, maybe back into Eastern.
If you find that Ether Medallion, man, do you just book it for TR? I don't know, I feel like I would.
I think you
I'd
would
be so
almost have to go
scared.
TR over doing the other one because of the fact that you're talking 5 versus 2. Like I said, you're not talking 5 over 2, you're talking 7 over 2. It is not in the GT big chest. We saw that from Tam. Relkin left that behind, but Tam could also be thinking right side GT, which is putting that now at, instead of 7, you'd be looking at 11 possibilities. But Eastern check here for Tam first.
Man. And they are going to have to go all the way through to Armos Knights because that is where the third item is, and you can't leave a single item behind at this point. So this is going to be a bit of a loss here. Oh boy.
This race is not over with yet, and we don't know where any of the swords are except for the one that's at the lumberjack, and we need a cape in order to access that, because if we get to a point where if we find another sword, that's it, we're going straight to Ganon.
Yeah, exactly. There's just so many things that our runners have left behind because it was such a great seed for the first half. Now we're just in this hell of choices here, and there's just so many places that our runners can go.
All right, Relkin checking these bonk rocks, getting those 3 bombs. And we knew that this seed had the potential to be nutty based on where the moon pearl was. It was in checkerboard.
Yeah, that's always a good sign.
That seemed like 2 days ago the way the seed's been going.
Yikes. We were lamenting about how we don't get to work together too much, and it looks like we're still in this one. This is exciting.
Yes, we are. Tam and Relkin may not be loving it, their teammates may not be loving it, but we're loving it. And I hope you all are loving it here on SpeedGaming.
Yeah, it's
Give these 2 runners a follow, please, because they're going through pain. They're going through misery for our enjoyment.
So Relkin making the Turtle Rock play, which is, based on what he's got left on the table, clearly the best play. I feel like there is going to be a sword here, so I think Tam's got to get lucky and finds a sword elsewhere. Otherwise, he's going to be behind.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were talking about, or we were looking at a potential of a race where the Tinesmen lose their first race of the season, and now, based on what Tam might wind up doing here, this could be the Tinesmen clinching the number 1 in this division.
Some pretty thick plot armor if that is the way this one shakes out.
Now, let me ask you this question, Sabatender. What do you do if you find the cape?
In TR here?
Yeah. What do you do if you find the cape?
Depends on how much dungeon you have left to do. I think you probably have to go through with the rest of it in hopes that you find a sword.
All right, incoming Sol from Tam coming up in about 10 seconds. Yep.
Okay, immediately saves and quits. Yep.
Small key in the compass chest of Turtle Rock. And Tam with a hookshot out will be joining Relkin in Turtle Rock. This is not a done deal for either of these runners, especially if Relkin does that again.
Yeah, just a bleeding time here when he's got about 2-minute lead, 90-second lead, something like that.
Relkin checked right side GT, got himself a new set of armor, or clothing that is, for the effort. That's all. Bombos and a key.
Oh boy, not
Wow.
what you want to see.
For the first 40 minutes of this looked like it was going to be a jet seed. Then all of a sudden, things just got squirrely fast. Tam going back into GT first.
Wow. If Tam checks Tile Room, which they should, we haven't seen that.
And again, the question is, what if you find the cape?
Well, I mean, you just hate that you have to keep playing the seed, and you're not done yet.
But then you know you're going up do you climax a tower? That's the big question.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that obvious of an answer either.
Mm-mm.
Big chest, big key chest of Turtle Rock for Relkin is a key.
Ay, ay, ay.
Tam not doing Tile Room.
Ah, the one advantage he could have had in this dungeon. Oh my goodness.
Into Turtle Rock we go.
Feels like that's a bit of nerves kicking in there. I mean, you've already committed to the GT play. I think you have to finish it out. You got to, just take your lumps, and if it's not, yeah.
I think at that point you have to.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Mimic Cave for Relkin.
Here we go.
Oh, that's an awful spot for that.
Oh my God! What is this scene doing to us?
I mean, because you're so close to Laser Bridge, you have to keep going. But I mean, like oh my goodness. Because you don't want to waste the 5 minutes when you could have just spent 30 seconds going to the back here.
And this could very well be an item. That's not it. Oh my goodness, this is a green pendant Turtle Rock 2!
Yeah, I mean, hey, you could turn in the green pendant. Maybe that's a sword. Who knows at this point?
You're thinking maybe when you get that hammer 42 minutes in, that maybe you're done with this seed in an hour 10. We're now reaching an hour 27. Your heart is pounding. You're getting nervous. You know your opponent. Red mail. Map. Shovel.
Why? Oh no!
He is leaving. He's not doing Trinex. Is he floating to Agus Tower?
I mean, you have to. You know where that sword is. You've got to do it.
We're floating away. Floating to 4. We're checking the shovel first.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
I guess, if it's here, you save yourself, 5 minutes, but, oh boy.
Shovel leads to...
See, this is what you get, you go do mushroom now? Like...
You want to break up a commentator? You do this.
Yeah, no
and the mushroom leads.
kidding.
Oh. Oh my goodness. All right.
All right.
Pyramid Fairy for Relkin.
Oh, yeah, he hasn't done this. So this, I mean, he's eating up
Oh
more
my
time
goodness.
here, you know? Like, if Tam just picks up this cape and goes, it's going to be a dead heat.
That too, yeah. Sabatender, they're gonna ban us from being on commentary ever again.
I swear, man. Yeah, it's too dangerous a combo here. Look what the gods have given us here. The rando gods have thrown us the wildest curveball here.
Tam. Oh, sword swipe! And we know exactly what that sword swipe's all about. All right, big moment here from Tam. We're going back in. Okay, we're going back in. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It would be a wild play to go for that sword that's going to take you 5 minutes. I mean, the only thing that could happen here is if Relkin decides to do more, like, checks that he hasn't done yet, but I just can't see that being the case now.
Yeah. Here we go with the climb to the top of the tower to do Aga's Tower at an hour 29. All right. Mods, put the prediction in because we know we want to see this upcoming prediction on how many of those blue balls we're going to see from Aga coming up here.
Yikes, yeah.
We already have an active one. Never mind. Get those guesses in the chat. Oh, watch this be a 15 blue ball fight, too.
Oh, right, yeah.
This will be the Scrivo special. Watch there be a sword swipe here from Tam. Oh, no, there wasn't. We gotta move.
Yeah, no time for swipes. Gotta get going.
And Twinex can't have the sword because he's gonna have the compass.
Oh, is that how it's gonna play out?
Yes,
Oh,
that's why Welkin abandoned it.
Green pendant.
This is nuts, everybody. And we gotta do this with the hammer strats.
Oh, yeah, not an easy fight. Should be no problem for Tam. All right, first head down, looking pretty good there.
Meanwhile, Relkin up to floor 6. Please give these runners a follow. They need your love and your support after all that we've put them through. You remember when you asked why can I have this seed there, Sabatender?
You know, I'd still take this one. This is way better than that garbage seed that I was given. But yeah, I do regret saying those words when it did seem so great, and then it became this whole mess.
Alrighty, Relkin against Daga. 1. Tam will be turning in that green pendant. If that's a sword, this game is even.
That would be like just the ultimate to cap this one off. If that's a sword, unreal, best seed ever.
And actually, yeah, they're right. Tam is ahead if this turns out to be. Green pendant turreted. It's a sword! It's a sword!
No!
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god! You can't write us a better seed than this.
Not at all. As Relkin continues to fight, the Aga fight still needs to go and get that lumberjack. That's Tam. For a while, looked like maybe they were ahead. Then Relkin came back. And now Tam is on the verge of sending the Titans Mitts to their first loss of the season.
I can't believe how this one is played out. It truly is beyond description. You can't put into words how this seed feels.
But this race is not over with yet. Tam needs to go with your nerves racing, your heart pounding, and do a Master Sword Ganon fight.
Yeah, there's very little room for error. This is a long fight. We got silver, so it cuts out some of the length, but still, these early sections here, we're seeing some Canis Samaria strats, which is helping Tam out.
Nice, awesome Samario strats.
We are into phase 2 here for Tam.
Stage 2 of this incredible fight, trying to use the lag as much as you possibly can, get as many spins as you can. Now, you don't want to take a hug. Ooh, this is getting a little spicy here with 4 to make it 2.5 hearts. Tam looks like opting out. Has a blue potion, fills up, wise decision. Relkin at the pyramid. Here we go. This is not over with yet. Tam's still in stage 2.
Yeah. Relkin also employing the Canis Samaria strats here, so should speed up his phases 1 and 2 here.
Stage 3. Oh, didn't get the first. Finally gets a hit.
At this point, you've got to be clean. You can't make mistakes like that. Tam doesn't know it, but their opponent is right behind them.
Yeah. So therefore, we're going to count how many warps that Ganon does after the third piece of the floor drops down for Tam. Oh my goodness, this has got to be nerve-wracking when you have this many warps.
It's so frustrating. Like, just Ganon, pick a spot, man.
Oh, Ganon's nice. He will give he'll give Tam the easy setup here after missing that first swing. First silver arrow coming in here for Tam. Oh, nice second here. Try to get 2. Oh, it's got to be careful. Does let go of the controller. That's good. Just gonna wait it out. Just wait it out. As Relkin's dealing with the 35,000 warps right now. Good position to get 3 and 4. That's it. Tam will knock off Relkin. The Titans Mitts go down. Did you check your boots? We'll deny the Titans Mitt of the #1 seed for now. Get your GGs on an incredibly fought series for these two teams.
And in the end, it's only going to come down to a matter of seconds with Relkin getting in the 4th hit just about now, almost.
He waited it out. That was a good decision.
Yeah.
There's the 4th hit. So you're talking a difference of about 23 seconds. Wow. We're going to talk to you in just a second here, Tam. GG's on the win. Here comes Relkin across the board, and it was a 25-second differential in the end. Wow.
Just an unbelievable seed to watch. Yeah, speechless.
Tam?
Tam, yeah. GG's, give us some thoughts.
Yeah, please, because me and Sabatender, we've been out of words for the last, 50 minutes of this seed. So give me your thoughts on this seed.
But first, let's just welcome in Relkin. GG's, buddy. What a race.
Hey, GG's.
Isn't Randor fun?
All right, Tam. Yeah. Tam, first thoughts. What do you make of that?
I don't know. I felt like I was behind for about the entire race. So I needed something bad to be a sword, and I think I kind of chose poorly in what other things I did. But then Green Gun being one was kind of what I needed.
Yeah, that was incredible, that entire sequence, as Relkin opted not to do it because already with the knowledge that Tridex was going to drop the compass, which reduced one item that finishing him off was going to, and then unfortunately, and I think this could have been one of the biggest deciding moments, was the fact that going after the shovel, which led into the mushroom, and therefore having to trade that in too, add a little bit of time.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, so many wild variables in the end game there that played pretty substantial part. Yeah, I guess Relkin, any thoughts on what just transpired there?
Nothing other than I don't know what the heck I was supposed to do there. I just there was
Yeah.
like an impossible call to make, and there seemed like there's no right answer.
There really
Good point,
wasn't. And the fact that we knew at least that the ether blocked 2 swords that we knew of. We didn't ever found out where the 4th sword was going to be, but it blocked 2 swords because of the cave being behind a mimic cave, and of course that one sword at the lumberjack, and then of course the green pendant turning into another sword.
I mean, it's like the seed is just not fun. I mean, I'm sure it was a lot of fun to watch, but when you're like, we hit Grimard at like 45 minutes, at least it was for me. It might have been earlier for Elkin, and then we just have True Ice Rod Hunt, take 2 for the last half of the seed. It was like, it's just stressful the whole time, and there's no like logic dictating where to go. You just have to make some call that you think you're accredited, and I'm glad I won, but it's like, it doesn't really feel like a victory.
Definitely, yeah. I can get that. I get that feeling from this, how this race played out. I mean, it was about 1:15. I think that Tam, you were even less than that. It was maybe even 1:12 or 1:13 that you were done with GT, and then it just became 20 minutes of, as you say, like pure stress with no real logic to follow. So it was all about making calls, and that does suck. As you said, when we were watching it, it was very exciting. But as a runner, it's kind of the worst. So definitely feel for both of you guys. That was really rough.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't fault any call that you two made at throughout this back half of the seed, once after you got that hammer off the floating island, because it's kind of how I think a lot of people would probably have played out that seed, trying to get yourself to GT, and then of course knowing that the Cane of Samaria was not going to be in GT because Cold Stare dropped that small key.
Well, no, I did. Sorry,
Rick, you mentioned it being not an impossible call. Well, I didn't know about the sword on Ether tablet. I had no idea about that. That's the first time I'm hearing of a sword on Ether tablet.
It was the Ether Medallion was blocking stuff. We're just talking about.
Yeah, that's what I meant, was Ether Medallion blocking it, not Ether tablet.
Oh, you said Ether tablet. Okay.
My apologies about that.
Yeah, we didn't see that, unfortunately. Just the green pendant turn in and lumberjack. That's what we saw.
Because we did get to see from, I think it was from Tam who checked the Ether tablet. That one turned out not to be anything essential that we needed. We never got to see what the Bombos tablet was, but at that point, who really cared? This one's a tough interview to go through because pretty much we all know what the seed came down to. It came down to a blind hunt for a seed or for a sword, when the seed wanted to give you no indications where there was one, except for at the lumberjack with that cape being deep in Turtle Rock. Now, I did want to ask this question because you two know each other. You two are regulars in other people's Discord, so you see each other on a regular basis. How hyped were you for this match going in?
Oh, I was terrified.
Yeah, I was excited.
I know hopefully it was going to be a close race, and it was, I guess. I mean, we kind of played two seeds.
It was a close race,
sorry.
It was a close race, but it was a close race in like one of the stupidest ways possible.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Definitely.
I definitely feel like I lost the first half of the seed. Up to GT, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Your routing looked pretty good. I feel like you actually had I would say probably like about a 2-minute lead for the most part on Relkin, but as the siege started to flip flop out of control, it was kind of swinging wildly back and forth up until about the hammer go mode situation, or the faux go mode that we had there. Tam, you actually routed pretty well, and it looked like you were a little bit ahead. But yeah, I think that feeling behind was definitely, I think, what any runner would feel in a weird seed like that. So definitely valid to feel that way.
Especially considering the fact that for a while there, Relkin's biggest deficit was the fact that he did Eastern Palace early on to get nothing out of that.
Yeah,
And-
dude, it's just like you get the bow and the lamp,
I
and there's
know.
literally nothing
Yeah.
there. What the heck?
Yeah,
Mhm.
so stupid.
And then, of course, both of you, although you wouldn't know that the other did it, at the same time, both of you did Hyrule Castle, which came up empty too.
Yeah, so I mean, I tried the fake flipper to East Dark World, and I was going to do Pyramid with Escape, and then I messed it up. I'm not really sure why. But I knew that, like, Escape, Eastern, or Hera had either boot or sword, maybe. So I didn't want to put them off, and I kind of felt bad about even trying the fake flipper, but if I find like a sword, then I would just go to Pod. That would be the next step, and I don't want to have to leave and then go back to the Dark World to go to Pod.
Am I hearing a cat in the background?
Yeah, she's unhappy.
Welcome to
Yeah.
Speed Gaming, where we have cats. Hello to your cat.
She meowed.
Well, I
But
don't know.
I think that
I-
both of you had really outstanding moments throughout this entire seed. Like your fight against the hammer sword, or rather the fighter sword Trinex fight was really great there, Tam, and there was a lot of great attributes that we saw from both of you throughout the entire run. Maybe a nervous cold stare here and there, but you both had a really good run. It showed here, like, the fact that you both came within 25 seconds of each other. It shows that your talent level is extremely great between each other.
Yeah, definitely representing this division pretty well. Some quality play that we saw today. So yeah, even though it was kind of a goofy seed, yeah, I mean, it was a great race to watch, even from an execution point. So you guys should be proud of how that went out. It was really great to watch you guys. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have anything else to add, Rick. What do you think?
I think we burn this seed. Who's with me?
Yeah,
It's fine with me.
totally. Any final thoughts from our runners before we wrap this up here?
I don't think so. I just GG against Heroican. This was, I guess, fun by some definition
You
of
don't have
fun.
to lie.
Yeah.
You hate it, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Loosely based definition.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's I think Tinesmiths are still pretty well poised to come first in the division, so they were really good opponents. I'm glad we went 1-1, and thank you as well for the restreaming and tracking and everything.
Right on. Glad we got to call this one. It was a real
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arm
And
burner.
I guess my thing is, sorry I couldn't clinch the division for us, guys.
I'm
Well,
pretty sure
yes.
your teammates won't hold it against you.
your magic number still is 1. Just one of your 2 races next week in the co-op randomizer, and you'll be done. As you two split this week together, and should be interesting as we head into week number 7. Now, let me ask this question, since obviously this is the last race for you two as far as this week is concerned for your teams. What is we're going to start off with the Titans mid. What's your plans for week 7?
I will just sit back and not play. That's the plan. Because I don't play next week.
Well, in that case, we'll see you in the playoffs. Tam?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be playing next week. I'm not a huge fan of Randomizer, but co-op is always fun. So.
I like the sound of that, Tim. Keep that attitude, and we'll do just fine. Okay? Sound good?
Oh, no.
That's coming up next week.
just-
We have the co-op randomizer next week for these 2 teams. Let's get one final GG's in the chat. Show your love for Relkin and Tam for putting up with this seed. Sabatender?
Yeah, I got nothing, buddy. Rick, it's always a pleasure to be in the booth with you here. GG's to our runners, to our tracker, Scupula, for keeping us on track, clicking those buttons. We really appreciate that. Yeah, so to our runners and the GG's again, good luck going forward. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for us. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And I don't know, Rick, anything else? Are we good? Can we just call it?
I think we're good for the day. We'll see you again for more of these open mode races tomorrow here as week number 6 of the league continues here on SpeedGaming, and also be sure to follow the link to the past league channels as well. If you want more information about the league, you can go to ALTTPRleague.com. That has your standings, your schedules, and a whole lot more about all of these fantastic runners that are playing these seeds over these 7 weeks of the regular season. So once again, thank you to Scoopula, and also thank you to Sabatender. You know, I've always enjoyed doing commentary with you, and this was definitely an experience to remember. So with that being said, thank you everyone for joining us here on SpeedGaming. Now go have some fun. Good night, everyone.